they can offset and bully Undying. I think the Prophet pick was excellent. That's good.
Because at the moment, I'm thinking if Gambit wants to try and fight, it's always going to be either Anti-Mage or Nature's Prophet making sure that they cannot.
DK?
Dragonite coming out. I was actually thinking DK on the side of NIP, but DK gives them a disable, gives them a stun, so gives them some push for themselves as well. Just a stable hero all around. But I don't think it's enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It also builds a Shadow Blade.
You took it out of my mouth. You took it away. Is it enough to get one game? At least start the process and getting the one game.
No.
Yeah, I think they can.
She says no.
It gives them. It fits into what they kind of do. It gives them a pusher, so they can still push a little bit. It gives them a disable, which is going to help them potentially catch anti-mage and get kills there. He's also very tanky and survivable against general physical damage. There's some magic, by all means, on Ninjas in Pyjamas, but I think DK is, considering what their first 4 picks was, I think DK fits their lineup. I think it's okay.
But I'd still go for Nip.
Well, no, yeah, I think we're all on the same page that we want. But we are pretty confident that Ninjas in Pyjamas can win this. But here's the thing: is it going to be a competitive game right now? Is Gambit going to make it interesting?
Yes, it's going to be.
Last
game was kind of competitive, but I think the game is going to be more competitive here, probably.
I think they have a lot of pressure on them. They're the ones having to do all the action, make sure that things are happening on the map, because Nip can just, if they want to sit back, relax, and see what happens, they're in no rush. So I think that Gambit are going to make it interesting because they have to in this draft.
Well, and Purge, the question I'm going to ask, I want to try to keep the answer kind of short. I know that might be an issue, okay? But
I'm already running out of attention, man.
I know. All right. Never mind. Who's it going to be? NIP competitive, yes or no?
NIP looks a little better because AM is going to have... He's still very hard to shut down. I think Doom needs to go crazy, or Dragon Knight needs to have like an incredible game, or they need to like super win their lanes.
First 2 Dragon Knight, Dragon forms, if they can't do anything with that, they're lost. I think they lost anyway, but that's...
I think they lost anyway, but it doesn't matter. But
I think
that's strong words.
Yes.
Yeah.
I imagine that this is going to be...
And I think a tower is already one thing that they can do. As in, that's already... something.
Speaking of towers, that's who's going to lose this game. Is towers?
Towers are definitely going to lose this game.
Yeah,
all right. I think it's going to be competitive, and I imagine it goes over 35 minutes, but that in the end it'll still be NIP. But we're going to see if that's the case. Let's go. Can they force game 3?
Thank you very much, Rob. Let's see. Can they force game 3 indeed, Gambit? It's not going to be an easy one, I don't think. There is that anti-mage coming through for NIP. Looks to be set up to be an okay game for Mr. Ace on his aim. He had a fantastic game farming away on the Lifestealer in game 1. And Gambit, they are sticking to their guns with this early pick of the Visage. They well and truly believe that this is the way that they can be NIP. And NIP again, they have that Bristle. They've got some similar answers to it. It's going to be a tough game too for Gambit, I feel.
I would agree. I think it's just a similar read from the previous series. I wanted to touch on this mechanic that I thought was really cool. The Lich plus the Bristleback. The same thing OG did to win TI, where they had Wisp Spectre. Damage reduction stacks additively, so when you combine the Lich armor with the back spine, like you actually just can't kill Bristleback. Like you're not doing any damage to him. And it renders that hero nigh indestructible, so it's a cool concept. And when you look at the Gambit lineup, they once again take the Visage, Undying into Bristle. That's another hero that just does absolutely nothing into Crimson Guard. The zombies hit for 0. And this whole draft of Gambit just seems very low damage when you consider how tanky the NIP lineup has the capability of becoming.
Obviously this time around, Alpha Ninja will bring something different to the middle lane against the Bristle. I mean, any expectations on how we're going to see the DK versus Bristle lane play out in comparison to the Morph versus Bristle in game 1?
I think it's going to be, again, just standard trade.
Yeah.
Trade versus trade. Bristle can't really pressure DK, vice versa.
We'll see with the lanes. Yeah, they're going to be switched up already. Tekcac's going to come up top, and they're going to take the Doom down bottom.
Yeah, but he had the TP for that, though, so AM can just TP back if he really chooses to. I don't know if this is ideal. And I love what NIP did with their lanes, though, because the Furion against the Undying in specific is so good. You can't play aggressive, get up in the face of people spamming Decay, because Prophet hits so hard on top of those treants. He's always able to summon to help him out. And 3-3 is one of the best micro players, if not the best micro player in the world. Pretty much invented the Visage that Gambit loves to first two.
I mean, for a team like Gambit, why are they so set on picking the Visage first? Is it just because they feel that this hero is that strong at the moment? I mean, is this hero that strong at the moment that if you are good with it, it absolutely warrants being picked up in the first phase? Or is there enough sort of counters and ways to play around it in the game that early picking can sort of hinder yourselves?
It's hard to say. I think it's just easy to build around. It does a lot of things for your draft. It's nice to have an HOD medallion buyer naturally, and the tower pressure. It's just, you want a hero like Visage, because it just makes your draft a lot simpler. You got the physical damage, you've got Roche, you've got a tower taker. Oh, that's not good for a 3-3.
Get a good toss back onto him. A fair bit of damage there with the Infernal Blade. Not enough though. 33 will be able to walk away, has the boots already. Keep his distance, still has a decent amount of regen, a couple of tangos and a couple of branches if it needs to be.
I will say it's a very tough order to play against the Doom as a Nature's Prophet. This hero usually has at least the, you can spam Infernal Blade, just you never really get the teleport off. He just holds it, hits you with the damage. If he has Centaur Stomp, you effectively cannot TP whatsoever. Well played by 3-3. I think he sacrificed himself, although he may have just died in the lane to creeps. Not sure. You see where he went?
Oh yeah, but dying to the die, I mean, you would imagine that it was...
They didn't level up either.
No. Yeah. Well, we're going to see as soon as he's back in, he will TP up towards top lane. So it looks like finally NIP may decide to switch the lanes round. Unless it is just a sort of looking for a quick gank. And it may just be that as they are looking towards FNG. Ace getting nuked down pretty low with the Soul Assumption. But with the teleport of 33 to that top lane, he's able to be there and get the kill as Ace retreats.
This is troubling though. Your Animage, like, he's TPing late. And now you're in a position where if you're Gambit, you could theoretically just teleport back and swap because you've Ace has waited that 2 minutes to TP down. Now the cooldown's back up for every hero on the Dire side. Now that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Undying just says, all right, whatever, bro. I'm here. It's party. This is a tough ask. And the Satyr creep as well for the Doom being devoured is so key. You have that regen creep. That aura just makes these strength heroes unharassable, and that's how Saksa, that's how Shadow Demon wins lanes. High pressure, eventually you soften them up, and then you chase for the 5 stacks to find kills. But I mean, Gambit, you can tank 3 or 4 stacks a couple times and just not care because you'll heal it up in 30 seconds or less.
Well, we're seeing the mid lane, Alpha Ninja actually with the slight lead in CS, 27 for 5 against Fada's 18 and 1. Getting the better trade here for now, at least in that 1v1 in the middle.
Nice. That's good. I think the 11 denies and 3-3 are part of what's keeping us Undying so low level. Doom just hitting level 3. Up top, Immersion. It's a 0 armor hero, folks, and that's a Blightstone on 3-3. They hit real hard, and see all she wrote for our friend The Rock.
And Blockos with the Treants, making it impossible for Immersion to escape.
Are those Treants or Venus flytraps?
I don't know what they are. Oh, they're like coconuts, aren't they?
That's a coconut?
I think, with a mouth.
It's an oval shape.
Coconuts are, what do you mean?
Well, coconuts are not oval, they're round.
They're
not
spherical. Round. No, they're more so, they're not a perfect circle.
You're thinking of watermelon, Owen. Those are ovals.
Coconuts aren't a perfect circle, are they?
They're like pretty damn close.
Yeah, but they're not a perfect circle.
They roll. They roll like bowling balls. It's a ball shape.
Not entirely like bowling balls.
But, dude, I drank out of a coconut like a week ago. How are you going to tell me
They have a top, don't they? Like a spiked top.
What?
They have a point.
Are you messing with me?
Do they not?
Like, are you talking about a pineapple?
It's not like a bowling ball.
Yeah, it is.
No,
what
it's
fruit
not.
are you thinking of?
No, you think about how the hair on the coconut goes upwards. It's like it has sort of a peak. Doesn't it?
I'm questioning my own understanding now. So I'm going to just Google it later and figure out who's right here. But I'm pretty sure on this.
That it's a perfect circle, or at least close to.
Pretty close. It would roll relatively
maybe
straight.
It depends where the coconuts are from.
That's true.
I
if they're
reckon.
from the southern hemisphere.
Well, are there any coconuts in the northern hemisphere?
Yeah, definitely.
Where?
Any tropical location coconuts grow. They grow everywhere. Dude,
oh,
there
I guess,
were coconuts
Hawaii,
in Florida,
Hawaii
like in a tree we had out back.
That's the north, isn't it? Yeah. See, I'm thinking of sort of down in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, they're there too.
But there might be different coconuts.
That's true. It's like rhinos.
They're probably very different.
Tigers. There's so many different types.
Probably have different tastes to them. Different sort of milk in them. Yeah.
Did you know honey tastes differently based on what the bees have been feeding on, like what kind of flowers and stuff?
I did because you told me the other day, but I know you're telling me again, so you could bring it up on stream. So go ahead.
Oh,
I did not. No, I did not know. Kyle, please tell me more.
No.
In front of the thousands watching at home.
No, it's over.
Well, I mean, you already told me the story, really. It wasn't really a story.
No, it was just facts.
Bees have different honey depending on what they pollute or pollinate. Pollinate, not pollute.
It was great. I went to a bee farm and he was telling me how like sometimes they'd like tested it and had the bees like they put the boxes closer to these other sorts of ferns and stuff.
Oh,
and he was like, yeah, one of them was real shit. That's what he said. So it didn't taste good at all.
Oh, I'm more surprised you found a talking bee. Oh, we're seeing. And at the moment, the CS it's a bit jumbled up, so we've got to sort of decode the numbers on the side. What do the numbers mean, Kyle?
Which ones?
On the last hits.
Oh, well, the number on the left is the number of last hits you've scored on enemy creeps.
But the order, Kyle.
Oh, the order? Ah, oof.
Maybe it's some sort of code.
No, it's in color order.
It is. It's same order from the left to the right.
Which is pretty
old school, right? That's how you do it back in the Dota days, wasn't it?
I don't think he ever did it that way.
Oh, okay.
Owen?
Well, we're setting a trend here.
We are. It's WePlay. You know, we play our own way.
And this tier 1 tower is gone. NIP will be able to take that top lane away, and it's going to be, again, another sort of slow start. It's this side lane Visage. It's not going to be quick and easy levels for Tekcac.
Look at the support play by Peter to mango his ally so that he can go back to base, grab an item, and now immediately TP back in top. Visage.
They're on
they
top.
know it. He has no tree.
They sprouted him. They're going to surround him. Frost Shield on the treants to help catch him, pulling him back with the pull immersion. We'll go with the Avalanche. That's going to be a pause. Mr. Ace.
And to go to credit Sheeves, you know, she was saying, or I think it was one of the two guys on the panel said it, but Doom and DK have got to go off to slow down this AM, prevent Ace from carrying this game. And so far, they're both 20 CS each ahead of this Anti-Mage. Ace's game is not nearly what you'd want it to be.
No, it's not
the
going to
side of NIP.
A similar start as he had on the lifesteal. It'll be a little slower. If he pops us out, we'll keep him alive. Does get cancelled by the toss. Moving on to Immersion. Immersion will be able to back away as the rotation from Alpha Ninja causing some issues for NIP. Saxon gets caught out by the Dragon Tail. Shadow Demon's out. He will be able to TP away to safety. 33 doesn't actually have a TP. Still both of them on cooldown. They have found him.
Immersion, be careful, buddy. You gotta get vision. You gotta get vision.
Oh!
Just in time.
He's gonna get both of them, isn't he? Has FNG got any spells?
No. Oh. 33.
Oh dear. Oh, and there's the odds as well to reflect that sort of play. It's saying NLP's got this one in the bag. As Gambit would be the risk to go with. 6.1 for Gambit at the moment. But yeah, 33, just 33 things. And just come at me.
They've done an excellent job, once again, shutting down Doxox Visage. That's the hero that Gambit is modeling their lineups around. And 2 games in a row, he's just been shut down. And 3-3, again, he's everywhere, man.
Look what's going on mid. Alpha Ninja's gone. Indeed, as you say, 33 just setting up the action. Even just there, that Sprout sort of blocking him off a little bit to allow Fodder to get the goo off.
I love this draft. The Fury and Bristle, they apply so much pressure. Bristle can just run at enemies, zone out the lineup of Gambit. They don't have any reach. So you can't get through the Bristle to the squishy back line.
33, but the Sprout, he's found another trap onto Immersion. And this time Ace is going to actually get a bit of luck, gets involved with the kill. A little bit of money for him. We'll be very grateful for that one. And 33, just taking the tier 1 mid. I mean, the amount of work that 33's done across the map at this 10-minute mark has been quite something. 5-1-3 involved in every single kill that NIP has had. And of course, both of the tier 1 tower pushes as well. This 33 Nature's Prophet looking to be an incredibly powerful 5th and final pick that NIP got through the draft.
Oh, this is looking good. And it's not even a first game was Ace. This game, it's really just the 33 show. I think that double kill might come back to haunt Gambit. They really wanted that pickup, and when you turn a 1 for 0 into you lose 2 for nothing, feels bad, man.
And then Jan Afterlife will be able to push NIP away from the bottom lane to finish off the tier 1 tower down here. And as you can see on the farm, it's still looking very good for the Doom and the DK.
And Alpha Ninja, he's got a Midas, so he's going to scale as well. This isn't some DK rushing a Shadow Blade and just farming jungle until 18 minutes. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with. His talents, some of my favorite in Dota, the double HP regen and armor from your E at level 20, and then level 25 you could get that stun duration of 40 strength. 40. And the amount of health you get is 40. It's 800 health. Oh my God!
Literally the perfect block there with the treants out of the Sprout.
Dude,
I mean it just doesn't stop.
You can see there's this bit of a difference from, say, the Princess Furion we saw in RBO1 today in comparison to 33. One of the, I'd say still probably best finds of the free agent pool over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, because he was a player that he's been around for a long time, 33, on sort of those tier 2, even tier 3 teams. And then he's absolutely proved, as you say, that he can really step it up, and you put him in a tier 1 lineup, and his play will just be amplified.
And the thing I like about this NIP lineup is I had, well, I don't know, the fortune or the misfortune to ride back with them after they were eliminated from the minor in Bucharest.
All right.
And they are all professional. They were obviously pissed off.
Yeah.
You know, they had lost. And the conversation, while it was intensely critical, like their performance, they discussed how, you know, they needed to work harder and they were going to buckle down and, you know, kick ass.
And that's a rare case, especially in sort of that very recent, you know, when it's that recent for a team that's losing, heading back to the hotel. Normally you'd expect just a bus full of silence.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's sort of
exactly
the common
what
thing.
you would expect.
And that's when you know things aren't going to go great for the team, things are going to fall apart. But no, that definitely shows something that the team is that willing to talk professionally about the situation.
And it's not just that, like all 5 people are involved, you know, and it
wasn't like there was one quiet player sitting out, everyone was having something to say.
That's good. That is a really good thing, and that's one thing you can certainly say about this team.
It is rare.
Yeah, they're 5 professional players. Their goal is to win money, win the games, be the best, and it's real tough, believe it or not, to find a group of 5 guys that all share that sentiment. And usually you find them in the top 6 of the DPC rankings.
You go out for Ninja. Just get found in the middle lane. NIP getting the DK, one of the big targets on the map at the moment. And actually looking towards FNG as well. We'll see how far Fada does want to dive. He is sort of on his own on the front for now. 33 has been doomed, so they can get him out of there. The Frost Shield is upon him. And 33 should be able to walk off the Doom and keep himself alive. They're turning their attention towards Fada. Pretty much the entire team of Gambit trying to take down this Bristleback, but he's got the one charges. He's walking it off. They can't quite kill him. Frost Shield there again. A couple more stuns from the birds, but it just doesn't seem to quite matter. In fact, Afterlife's dying to the quills. They're going to lose him, and I think FNG, he's probably going to die as well as he gets tossed forward in an attempt to kill off Fada. Fada walks away back to safety. They're pushing FNG back. He'll turn with one more decay, but it's not going to save him. The urn from the low ground, is that enough damage? It is. He's gone. Saxa cleans up the double kill as Gambit make the mistake there, just going fully in on the Bristleback. But Fada, he's just an item too far for them to deal with, even as a 5-man.
Yep, they're playing very well on the side of NIP. This is clean. The way they're kind of, you can tell they're in tune as a unit with the flow of these fights. The moment the Doom went off on 3-3, you could see Fada was considering pursuing and finding a kill, I believe on the Undying, and instead just turns around because he recognizes, look, I need to be in between my team and the enemy squad. And that's exactly what he does. He makes himself the target, which allows the Shadow Demon to just spam stacks on the entire enemy side. There's now a natural Frost Shield carrier, and 3-3, he just wanders away to safety, no problems. They'll get a 2-for-2 bounty rune exchange. Be expected this early in the game. Oh, sorry, they get 3. Right? Yeah.
It was just one that was bold and used.
That's well played. That's, again, all Fada. He's the one taking the aggro bounty rune because he's the only hero on his team that has that ability. Just well done. Orchid soon to be finished on Prophet, and it's a low-key counter, I think, in a lot of ways to the Visage. Just because of how fast you're able to play, Visage hates losing his towers early on, and in addition, because of all your minions, you deal with the Gravekeeper cloak, or ignore it, I suppose, in certain stances, and you just find him. Like, this hero's very slow, 331 move speed. He doesn't have any way of clearing trees, so he's effectively just stunned by the Sprout. One of those scenarios, I actually think you should probably be buying a Quelling Blade, but this Radiance is a big item pickup for Alpha Ninja. I'm just concerned that by the time he picks it up, his team is going to be too far behind in pace, and it's going to be one of those empty radiances that, you know, it's cool and all, but they're going high ground and you can't fight them at all. We'll see, though. And this is a great choice from Sox. He's going Arcanes. I expect he'll get the Aether and then rush the Spirit Vessel. It's so effective against high HP regen heroes like DK and Doom. Specifically DK.
Yeah, of course, yeah, with the Midas Radiance, and if there's sort of BKB or anything coming soon that's going to help him against that in terms of removing the debuff. Quick scan around the pit from Gambit, just in case NIP were going for it, but they're not moving into the Roche pit yet, NIP. Certainly something they can take, though, with the Bristle and the Prophet.
Oh, the stacks. They're just so efficient. Everything Nip does, it's just clean. You know, when they're not fighting, they're usually finding marginal advantages around the map. Good patterns, like people are playing the right locations. No one's showing on the Dire side till just now, so Nip was playing safe as 5. But if you look at the map. They've cleared out every single creep camp in their woods during that time. So you gotta assume they got at least 50% of the map. Consider as well that was a big ass ancient stack. So
it was
just smooth, very smooth.
Saxa already leading the charge up top, seeing if they can get some sort of setup. Afterlife will start to back off. He has got a couple of teammates around by him, FNG and Alpha Ninja there, just in case anything did go down. But PPD and Saxa will back away. Not looking to try and take a fight into that high ground as of yet. Just mainly interested in keeping pressure up and getting the space for the anti-mage. And actually changing Alpha Ninja's decision. Doesn't want to go for the Radiance, goes for the Shadow Blade. And I think, as you were saying, this is much nicer because the Radiance would have been nice, but what would it have done? This allows them to try and do something now.
Exactly. It just, by the time it came online, you would have already seeded far too many objectives. And you're allowing time for AM to pick up like his Battle Fury, maybe even a Yasha. And your hero just doesn't scale as well. The peak timing NFA is looking for is in about 10 minutes. Disregarding, of course, their anti-mage. But I think that's when they'd really be able to secure the game. Because if you have not 50% of the map, but 70, 80% is NIP, you just extrapolate your lead far too fast for Gambit to be able to keep up. You know, Doom does have the mechanic, of course, thanks to his Devour. He can manufacture his own gold. The macro of Gambit is still strong, but doesn't really compare to an anti-mage. Shadow Blade's online. It's time to make moves. Oh, Arcane Rune. Midas, Shadow Blade, the value. Oh.
Yeah, ideally, you want to do something with that Elder Dragon form during this Arcane too.
That's what I expect. They'll be popping it as it starts to fade, to shove bottom out. I like what Gambit does, though. You're keeping Tiny around the DK, acting as a living ward on that shrine. The other 3 heroes, you know, make sure you don't lose power in the other lanes, but actually they're just gonna sit on their side of the map. I'm not sure if this really favors you. Gambit, do you really feel like you can play this passively and still win the game?
I'm gonna go for the pull on the Wild Wing. At least trying to kill him. Oh, that's gonna help him dodge the poison, isn't he?
Yeah. That was a good idea in theory, maybe a bit early. I believe I've played a few pubs with you, Owen, where I was going to live, and then I started to be attacked. Remember that?
I don't actually remember that. That must have been a while ago. Maybe that was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was a whole couple of weeks.
I think I maybe remember the game. It wasn't. No, we didn't do it recently. I haven't tried to deny it. I do remember a game where you were playing Queen of Pain, and I did deny you, I think.
I was gonna live.
Because you were doomed, I think.
Yeah, I was.
I do remember this sort of image of you being doomed as a Queen of Pain and me thinking he's not going to die. Well, he is, but he's not going to die, but I'll make sure he does.
Yeah.
I think we won.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's going to be not the hopeful play that Alpha Ninja wanted to go with that first use of the Shadow Blade as he walks in. Sentries are down, and NIP's there on the high ground to punish that initiation.
Yeah, maybe they were better off with that HOT creep staying dead. Poor DK. I mean, he walks up the hill, and it goes back to that old nursery rhyme that every Dota player learns as they're in kindergarten, you know? Don't walk up the high ground with no vision.
That's not a nursery rhyme, is it?
It's fine to suffer from a little indecision, but please don't walk up the high ground with no vision.
I don't think any Dota player's ever said that to anyone. I think just made that up.
I said it like yesterday. You were on panel.
Oh,
I didn't. Okay,
I didn't really say it.
So it's fine. I wouldn't pay attention to myself either.
I don't think anyone at home is either.
Yeah?
towards Roshan, goes NIP's way. Aegis is taken, and already Gambit have to get away from the pit. NIP are more than happy to fight. That Aegis and Lotus Orb's going to be the pickup for Fada. Very nearly has it done. They're going to try and set up in the middle with the Demonic Purge, and that's going to be Immersion caught out and taken down.
Just clinical, really, from NIP. They just look a class above Gambit.
Yeah.
I expected NIP to win, but I'm just shocked that this team looks this good after witnessing their performance, at that minor.
Yeah, no,
that was really not too long ago.
They had some rough patches, NIP, for sure.
Yeah.
They had a rough few lands, but this game, they're showing that they very much are back. And Tier 1 status certainly being shown here by the team, by the players. And because Gambit, they're a team that's had some good results, some promising results recently. NIP just showing that doesn't matter whatsoever. 33 will be found up top. Shut down the Prophet. Ace. Yeah, smart to use the spell shield as he walks up to the high ground. Actually going to be the decision from NIP to keep this fight going, though. Fada's going to move in straight away onto Immersion. They'll even look for more underneath the tower. Ace just jumping in aggressively, looking for Alpha Ninja. It's trading hits. Alpha Ninja falling pretty low. Sorip will heal him up. They have lost the Shadow Demon on NIP, but Fada on the front lines with the Crimson Guard, not caring too much about the right clicks from the birds. Does care a little bit about the Doom, though, as he's falling low. He's actually going to die. 33 brought back for this one.
No.
He's TP'd in. He's been caught by the stun. And, of course, in classic fashion, just as we were talking up NIP, they proceed to play at a few tiers lower than they were playing for the first 20 minutes of this game. They done goofed.
Yeah. That's about as accurate as you can put it, OD.
It's a 4K swing and go.
Yeah. I like the buyback from 3-3 if it's about 10 to 15 seconds earlier. You know, that insta buyback, get back into this engagement.
And they also just in their jungle killed Ace's Aegis. He still had the Aegis, but that just got taken out of him as he got caught jungling.
I didn't even see. That's wild. That's a huge swing. You're still ahead of your NIP, but you got to be careful. And I think if they have Manta for that engagement, it's going to go differently because Ace is going to be a lot more confident jumping in. You deal more damage, and it's far more difficult for Gambit to get off their single target spells on you, notably that Doom. And Fada not quite as tanky as he thought he was. Let's see. I love the Shadow Blades. It's just the way Gambit wins this game is to find pickoffs and ensure that they're always the ones initiating. It's puncturing through the Bristleback, and by that I mean ignoring him, sneaking past him. You ever play Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell? You got to sneak and then find the weak targets in the back.
I'm not a fan of those games. I don't like the stealth games. I'm more of a run and gun kind of guy.
Makes sense.
I'm not a very patient gamer.
Really?
Yeah, you need that for the Splinter Cell games. Silver Edge, complete by Alpha Ninja. Manta Style is there for Ace, so he's going to feel a little safer.
And that is something we failed to comment on until just now, but Gambit actually have heroes that can buy Silver Edge.
Yeah.
Previous game,
they didn't have.
It wasn't possible. There was just nobody that could itemize for it. Maybe your Morphling could, but that's pretty unrealistic. Now at least you have that option where maybe next fight, Fada thinks he's tanky, but all of a sudden you lose that spine. Yeah, especially with Lich Armor down.
Yeah, you get that hit on him and a Doom down with the Bristle, Fada will die. Alpha Ninja.
Ooh.
From the side, but won't quite be able to get in on top of them. And NIP, understandably, playing a little more cautious now, as they have seen how Gambit can punch back, despite the fact that NIP were ahead earlier. NIP are also fine, I imagine, we're sort of playing a little more safe, just buying time for the anti-mage, because they have got Ace farming, is top net worth.
Look for a toss back here. Fada's got to be careful.
Frost Shield will be upon him. Body block's going to be there from FNG. He has also got a haste rune on the Bristle, so Bristle's ready to go. Fada ready to turn. They've lost the Shadow Demon, though. Both supports died to the side. As Fada will be able to haste his way out of there, but again, another 2 casualties on the side of NIP as Gambit proceed to continue to kick back.
Ooh, they're going to give Fada this bounty rune. I'm surprised Gambit didn't move up that hill. They expected it would have been taken already, but Ace was just chilling, farming these side lanes, so it's actually there for the taking, and Fada does the long route. Ensures his team is going to reap the bounty. So they lose the fight, but they do get the majority of the bounty rune. I think they got 3, or did Fada get the one up top too? Like, did he get both up top or just the one?
Oh, it was during the fight. Didn't quite see.
Yeah, it's all good. And the Lotus Orb is going to make things challenging because Gambit have purely single target disable outside of course, the stun toss combo from Tiny. But you need DK stun, you need Doom. And now it's a Lotus and the counter spell from AM.
Yeah, and you can see as well Vace's build, he's itemizing against this. He's getting the Lincoln Sphere on the anti-mage after his Manta style, so just making sure these Shadow Blade initiations don't catch him out.
I think you need a Halberd now on the DK just purely to cancel Lincolns and stuff.
Yeah, you need something. Something to make sure you can still make these moves and plays with the Shadow Blade.
Oh my god. He has an AC.
He's catching up the hack.
Holy shit.
I mean, he's back. He's same net worth as the Bristle, pretty much.
This is a totally different Visage game from the previous one. He's actually a hero now. And this is the benefit of the... you control the physical damage now if you're the side of Gambit. That's a 10 armor swing in engagement. +5, -5. That's a big deal. You look at this, both teams, purely physical damage for the most part. Still no Spirit Vessel picked up on Sox. I think that might be a bit of an oversight. Tough to kill a DK. I mean, neither hero has BKB, the DK or the Doom for now. Spirit Vessel would be very effective. I love the buckler, casual buckler on Tekcac too. My man. One of the more underrated items in Dota. Very cost effective. 2 armor to your entire team when activated.
As you can see with sort of with the passive and the armor, he's a very tanky hero in this Visage.
And kudos to Gambit. You know, they've really kept their composure. They're playing against the anti-mage, but they're not ceding too much of the map, and they're not panicking. They've done a great job staying even-ish, though. Nip did give them a bit of a gift with that Throne team fight and the double death by 3-3. I guess we call that a 66.
Oh, Ninja getting the jump in. Backup's going to be there as well. Onto Saxa. Merchant and Alpha Ninja catching the Shadow Demon out.
What's the number, the order when they kill all the Jedi?
I've not seen, I don't know.
Wait, oh, never mind. I forgot you'd never seen Star Wars. Oh my god, Owen.
It's an NA film.
Oh. None of them. Not even the old ones.
No.
You can skip the prequels. Like, that's fine, I guess. But you've never seen the vintage Star Wars.
Well, I was always told that they weren't actually that good.
Oh, there's going to be some DMs that you're going to be checking. They're not going to be happy with you. Oh, they found the AM, but no, he's alone.
I'm sure I'll watch them one day.
Yeah.
I'll probably really like them.
You should definitely watch The Godfather, though. Like, there's a lot of classics that are a bit overrated.
No, I should watch it because that's my dad's favorite film.
Yeah.
He loves The Godfather.
It is as close to a perfect film as I think you'll ever see.
Yeah. I'm just not much a movie watcher. I'm more of a game player.
Yeah,
why would I watch movies if I
can
play
respect
games?
That.
Play
That's
Dota.
true.
There we go. So the Lincoln's fit now on Ace, so he'll feel a little less worried about being caught out by the DK. And, of course, the Doom. Saxa. He wants that Hellbear Smasher. And he'll get it. Whoa. Yep, he's got easy 200 gold there for the Shadow Demon. Not a bad bounty at all to pick up for himself. The hack continuing to stack up the auras. Vlad's now complete as well for the team. So as long as they can fight around this Visage, they're going to have quite a strong presence in the fight. But Ace is he's definitely that hero that is going to farm a lot faster than any of the other cores in the game. I think that anti-mage with the Battle Fury short. DK does have a Midas, but it's not quite enough to keep up with just the difference that the AM can create with the game in the game as the time goes on. Gambit need to try and get aggressive, try and get some sort of a catch. That 150 GPM talent actually will make quite a difference, though. And that actually might be enough to catch him up to the farm of Ace. It's Ace. Look to blink away in the river. They have found the trap onto FNG. The Chain Frost bounces, not quite enough to kill him, but Fada, he's trying to chase. Fada's been doomed. You're right, Ace is gone, and Fada, he's almost certainly going to die as well. As NIP, they lose PPD, they lose Fada, they lose Ace.
And now you can see the downside of the Nip lineup is it's much like any Furion strat. If you throw once, the game equalizes.
Yeah.
You're against this much disable from Gambit, this much power, just brute force. Your Furion can't do a damn thing. Your supports are squishy. And sure, Fada's this big beefcake, but if he gets doomed, he's no longer effective as a wall.
They found 33. 33 does have the BKB finish. So we'll be able to go for that TP out.
And yeah, AM, like you can't really commit to fights, right? Only the Bristleback can actually run in And unfortunately, when doomed, all you really want to do is run out. And I point again to the auras. The AC, the Vlad,
Look
the
at this
HOD.
push.
Yeah, exactly.
Fada
So
has to buy back. Ace, he does not have that option. As Gambit, we'll see how much they want to push on. As the odds still very juicy there. That is, of course, for the whole series. And if Gambit do win this, this is just game 2. Would still require a third victory, but they certainly have picked it up after that game 1 showing. As Gambit this time round, the Alpha Ninja DK, the Afterlife Doom, and the Dahak Visage really coming online. It's a really beefy tricore that's hard for NIP's team to just run over, as they were able to do earlier with the start that Fada had on the Bristleback. They will go into the Roshan pit after the buyback from the Bristle. And we'll see if Gambit are able to come over and contest this. As it isn't too quick, yeah.
You see them, can feel them approach. I hear them. Footsteps drawing close.
Hey, there's an immersion.
There they go.
He's going to look for an initiation. Does get silenced straight away. Will try and get himself away from the pit. The birds are flying in as well. 33 popping the BKB. Trying to take down the tombstone. Jump back in from Ace. Roshan still falling very, very low here. They get the pull onto Afterlife. They will be able to kill off the Doom. Roshan still going strong for now. Buybacks coming out from both the Tiny and the Doom. Afro Ninja's in the pit. Who's going to get it? The Radiant get it, and 33 will pick up the Aegis. 33, though, taking heavy fire from the birds. They've lost 33, as that is the Aegis. Shadow Demon falls down as well. Dahak gets around, though. Ace is able to pick him off on the back, outside of the pit. Jumping from Alpha Ninja. They want to keep trying to force this fight, Gambit, but it's slipping a little bit away with them, with NIP already finding the Roche, finding the Aegis. Doom has doomed himself, has had the spell being reflected, as now Afterlife stuck in the Sprout. Ace running him down. He's going to die. There's going to be a dieback from both Alpha Ninja and Afterlife. As the game now falling back into very rocky territory for Gambit after they threw everything into that Roshan fight. And they came out well behind. Multiple buybacks and a gold swing of nearly 6,000 gold. It was a bad call.
And well, it's bad execution. They've got so many single target spells. You've got to ensure that you're the ones initiating. But because of the way Nip was playing around the pit, Lich just never even got touched. He got off multiple Frost Shields, multiple Sinister Gazes.
And this might just be game.
Yeah, it is. Looks that way. They know there's no buyback. And you got to kill the supports of NIP. You've got to take out PPD. You got to deal with Soxa. Yeah, you got him once, but he buys back and continues the game. And Ace wasn't threatened. All of a sudden, the squishy side on the side of Gambit go down. And, oh no, not again, immersion.
Found him. Frost Shield slowing him down. The Sinister Gaze from PPD pulls him in. As they're not going for the game. I feel like they could have. Couldn't they? 20 seconds, would that have been long enough to hit the tier 4s, the Ancients? I mean, either way, the NIP has almost certainly won this one. As the second rack's falling. There's still a tier 2 down, but so they can't actually go for mega creeps. So the game won't be over yet because of the decision to go for the second rack. They'll now look back towards the tier 4s, but the DK is going to be back up, and so is the Doom.
This is fine, though. Like, you get the racks first just to kind of cover your bases, and now you can play way easier inside the Gambit base because there's no towers behind you.
Yeah.
And you're still cool with the team fight, and all of a sudden the positional advantage for Gambit disappears, even though they're inside their own base. You just hit the throne. Gambit, you've got to fight them. And if you don't want to,
you
then run away.
You don't end the game yet. It gives this extra chance for Gambit in this match.
But I think if you're an NIP, like, they know how to close this out. You've got so much gold now. Spend your cash. You got bounty runes in 15 seconds. This is just great play. You got about as much damage as possible. You back out safely, and now you just kill Shrine, get runes. You've grown your lead as much as you possibly could. Even that extra tier 4 tower just in front of the throne. You spend all the money, and you just walk down bottom lane.
Oh boy. And we see the odds that actually reflected it, making it look more even. I mean, if 1.43 on NIP at the moment to take the series, that's looking pretty juicy. They are still at a 15k lead. They've just taken 2 racks. And they look to be on the verge of closing up this series. Gambit, they will still be able to hold on for one final struggle. But 2 racks down, it's not going to be easy at all. And without the majority of their buybacks, only Alpha Ninja with the ability to get back in if NIP do force another fight anytime soon.
I do believe this will end relatively soon. Always possible Gambit turns it around. Again, if they get a favorable initiation, there's really nothing Nip can do to keep heroes alive once they're doomed. Ace is still relatively squishy. You got to assume that Nip is going to close this out clean, and sure Fada's the one in front. Though it is a bit scary with no Aegis to run ahead, simply because of the Doom factor. Still no Spirit Vessel picked up by Saksa. Really would like to see one, but you know, they win this game anyway. Probably no big deal. Smoke coming out. And they don't take the Furion so that he can show. Probably TP bottom pretty soon. Look to start pushing. You can see the line drawn by Fada. And of course, he is the fearless leader, the Balto of the pack, leading them forwards.
Gambit, they are heading out the base a little bit here.
Outside, whoa.
He's TP'd in on the front. He's going to have to put that BKB. Look towards FNG with the Orchid. He will immediately be forced out to the side. Ace is going to jump forward, though. Has the damage to bring down the Undying. Jump forward from Alpha Ninja. Tries to look to open up onto Ace, but the defensive disruptions there from Saksa. Ace is able to be fine for now. Blinks back. Got the creep wave moving in on the bottom lane. They'll take the tier 2 tower, play it safer on NIP. No need to chase any further into the base for now.
It's a clean game. And now all of a sudden the Shadow Demon illusions start to really hurt. Not just with the defensive capability is great and all, but this is an Anti-Mage who's pretty much maxed out. One more item slot available. Gets rid of that Wraith Band, but still formidable amounts of damage output.
Try for...
And how do you initiate on him? He spams Counterspell, the Lotus Sword, the Lincolns. You still don't have anything to really burn through it reliably.
Oh, get the Doom onto Fada. Afterlife's going to look to chase down the Bristleback. Ace jumps across to push for Afterlife away from committing on that Bristle. They'll look towards 33, but 33's got the BKB back up. Turns towards Afterlife. Afterlife will be healed back up to full with the cheese. The Fada's still doomed. It now will run off as he looks to try and move back into the front of the fight. Undying will be back up in 10 seconds. Ace getting controlled by the birds. Afterlife being dragged down by the Sinister Gaze. Can he get himself back up to the high ground? He cannot. That's Afterlife dead without buyback for a minute. Into the base, NIP move, forcing the birds back. The Undying is back up for the defense. Gambit, can they push NIP away from these racks without the Doom, though? That is the question. And Ace, he's just straight in on top of them, looking at Alpha Ninja. Dahak gets forced back with the Mana Void, bursting him low. Immersion's trapped up in the Sprout. Is now 2 dead on Gambit without buyback available. Alpha Ninja losing armor, losing health, losing his life as he is out and down. GG is called as NIP will take the game and take the series 2-0 against Gambit.
Yeah, well executed. And yeah, a couple mistakes made by NIP, perhaps
some
a little
sloppy
over-aggression,
points, yeah.
but very clean. They